Kind of everything. Like, the kids are great. I love the open campus. Just everything just feels very kind of open, and I don't know. It's just like I'm from the East Coast, so our schools are very confining, and so here it just feels like everything's open, both like physically and just the kids are very open-minded and friendly, and like I think everyone gets along really well, and I think it's just a really great place to be.
One thing that's really unique about Terra Linda is our staff. We have a staff that has been here for a long time, and an example of how our staff are really caring for students would be a lot of our students like to eat lunch in classrooms with teachers.
And one thing I really miss is a group of students that would hang out in my classroom at brunch and lunch. I mean, the same students from freshman all the way to senior year until the pandemic messed it all up. And I sure miss them.
Terra Linda is a very special school. What I love most about Terra Linda is that we're extremely welcoming of all sorts of different people, different students that come here to Terra Linda.
Well, what is cool about Terra Linda is that you guys come from such different, diverse neighborhoods and cultures, and it's like a kind of a little melting pot here at Terra Linda. And I really like that. Like, I think it's kind of cool that we have kids that, live right here in the neighborhood, live up in the hills, live in, near downtown San Rafael. Like, it's just kind of a cool mix of group of kids. And I think it adds a lot of diversity and a lot of just like a cool vibe for the school.
So I really like the fact that we have a whole bunch of clubs and sports and activities. As a high school water polo player myself, I'm of course partial to that, but I also think we have a really rich drama program that does wonderful programs and is the envy of the region. In terms of clubs, I work with both the Student Leaders Anti-Racist Group and the Gender and Sexuality Alliance Club, and I think that both of those are really good opportunities for students to explore identity. I'm also very partial to the Tabletop Games Club, but lastly, I think that if there's a club that a student wants to start, they can just kind of do it at TL. There's always new clubs and new organizations growing, and that's one of the wonderful things about the school.
We take Terra Linda students, usually groups of about 25. This is before the pandemic, so who knows moving forward. And we go to Managua, which is like a major city, rough city, capital city of Nicaragua. It's one of the poorest countries in the Western Hemisphere. And we do volunteer work in schools, orphanages, and hospitals. And we have like a sister school that we work with. We do a lot of fundraising year-round to raise money for the school and to raise money for the trip. And we go down there and we work with the students and the kids, mostly little kids. And we bring supplies, we bring medical equipment, we bring school supplies, we bring just whatever they need, and we keep in touch with them year-round to find out like how we can best serve their community. We keep going back to the same people, the same communities, watching them grow and continuing to help build a better future for people who are really disenfranchised and victims of global imperialism and colonization and oppression. So it's good work. It's fun.
Yeah, I think it's, really important when you're coming into Terra Linda, you want to really get to know new people and have some new experiences. It's hard coming from middle school because you usually have a pretty established group of friends. But here at Terra Linda, there's so many new people to meet. We have students that come to us from Miller Creek, from Davidson, from Benicia Valley, and from a number of private schools. So it's really fun, I think, to meet new people. And of course, to try something that you maybe haven't tried before, whether that's a sport, whether it's music or a club, but get to try and experience new things.
First of all, to ask for help. So if you're coming into Terra Linda as a freshman, you should definitely reach out to your teachers, reach out to friends, make sure that you're introducing yourself. All right. You should also want to make sure that you're going to go ahead and do your homework, because homework preps you for your tests and your exams. It's the best way to succeed here at Terra Linda.
I think the middle school is a lot about learning how to learn. You kind of are developing your practice of showing up in the classroom as a scholar, whereas in high school, you're actually being a scholar. You're doing original work, trying to connect the learning that you're doing in class to the world outside. And that's something that's really difficult, can be scary for students, but ultimately makes something that's more worthwhile.
The homework load in high school is different from middle school in the sense that homework prepares you for test. In high school mathematics, most of your grade depends on your test score. And how you do better on your test score is you prepare yourself with completing your homework. So, making sure that you are understanding the concepts is really key before your test. And you do that by making sure you ask questions on homework, checking your homework, checking answers. You might have a little bit more compared to middle school, but the most important part is that you're really understanding the concepts before your exams.
Take risk. Put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to speak up in class. Don't be afraid to take the risk of, when you're in Spanish class especially, it's very frightening to have to speak in a foreign language in front of your peers because you're going to make a mistake and you're afraid people are going to laugh at you, but it's okay. Like, I have been speaking Spanish for 25 years and I still make mistakes. So it's okay. Just take the risk, and not just in my class, but every class. Like, even if you're not sure the answer, raise your hand anyway. It's okay to be wrong.
In biology, we study all sorts of fun things in the spring. We start with DNA and RNA, and then we move on to genetics and then evolution. So it's probably my favorite part of the year.
So kind of building and weaving a global story of kind of who we are and how we got to where we are.
Freshmen can first expect to have fun in my class. We're going to be learning a whole bunch of different topics, including everything from linear equations to graphing lines to graphing quadratics and solving quadratics. But most importantly, students will be able to have the tools to move on into their next math class here at Terra.